Welcome back to the Nerdy Sports Channel. We're here for week 2 in the NFL. Week 1, I'm going to say that we did pretty good out of the 5 games that we predicted and talked about. I got 3 out of the 5. The 3 that I got right were the Colts, the Broncos, and the Bills. And then the 2 that I got wrong, I picked the Chiefs to win and I picked the Chicago Bears to win, and they lost. We're moving on. Week 2, we've got a guest in today's show. He's a legend, has fired me from an old job 150 times, jokingly. It's my brother in law, my best friend. Welcome in, Justin. What's up, Justin? Welcome in to the Nerdy Sports Channel. We're here to talk about some NFL. How's things going for you?
Going good, man. I appreciate you for having me, and I'm looking forward to this.
Hey, I'm excited for it. It's been a while since I've really dove into NFL. You're definitely going to help me out a lot on this one because I feel like you know more of the NFL than I do. But I've always kept up with NFL. I've always kept up with it, but it's hard to stay in the NFL whenever your team is trash, and we know the Dolphins are terrible. Justin, tell them who your favorite team is.
Well, I'm in the same boat. As you can see on my hat, I am a Tennessee Titans fan, and we've it's rough being a Titans fan. We've had some years, but we're in the pits right now. So,
What's your take on Cam Ward? Do you have high hopes for him? Do you think that he's going to do well, or do you think he's going to be a flop?
I mean, I definitely don't think he's going to be a flop. My biggest fear is that we fumble him and he goes somewhere else and becomes a absolute star. But yeah, I based off of just the first week that we've seen, I think I was impressed. He still hasn't thrown his first touchdown yet, but just I don't know. It's hard to explain from seeing, these past quarterbacks that Tennessee's had, like from Marcus Mariota to, we even had Ryan Tannehill, which was a surprise and worked out kind of good. But um, I don't know. It just feels fresh. It feels good, but we'll see where it goes.
Hey, I hope that he does well for you guys, and I hope that you guys start to have better. The Dolphins have so many talented players, and they just can't get it together, and
Yeah.
we're just awful right now. I expected us to lose against the Colts, but not as bad as we did. But yeah, we got a slate of games today. I think we're going to go over 5 of them. And what I've tried to do in these videos is pick the 5 games from each time slot, pretty much. So one at the 1 o'clock, one at the 4 o'clock, the Sunday night game, and then the Monday night game. We have 2 Monday night matchups, so we're going to talk about both of those today. So we're going to kick it off with the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Both teams won in week 1, and so what's your thoughts? What takeaways do you have of this game?
So Cincinnati, for whatever reason, I think very highly of Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow is one of the top elite quarterbacks in the league. But for whatever reason, Cincinnati almost every single year have the slowest start, and they finish so strong. And I think we're seeing that again. I mean, Cincinnati really struggled with Cleveland last week, and they barely got out of there with the win. And I don't know, but I am interested on the Jacksonville side of things. Now they played Carolina, like okay, like Carolina has been they're also in the trenches, but I'm interested because they drafted Travis Hunter.
Yep.
Travis did get some uh, targets on Sunday, but I can't remember what news site I saw it on, but I guess they're going to have him see more defensive snaps this week.
Okay.
So I am interested in seeing how that goes. But yeah, I mean, I Joe Burrow, once they get it going, it just you don't know when they're going to get it going. I'm always gonna go for the Bengals. But in this one, it's still early in the season, and as I was telling you off camera, week 1, it's just kind of hard to determine.
Yeah, especially coming into week 2. I mean, I'm with you, and I think it would be huge for because we know how the Bengals have been in the past. I think it would be huge for the Bengals to win this game against Jacksonville, being at home. And like you, I am a fan of Joe Burrow. I would love to see him get a ring at some point because he has put up the numbers individually that deserves a ring, but he never has an offensive line there in Cincinnati, I feel like.
Never,
But
never.
like you said, they barely squeaked by against the Cleveland Browns, only winning 17-16, and then Carolina and Jacksonville playing against Carolina, winning 26-10. I think that Carolina's kind of in shambles, and so I think that we can't really see what Jaguars have yet. Again, it's only week 1, but I think I went back and forth on this one. The expected score from the different stats that I go off of is saying that
Mhm.
the Bengals are going to win this 29-21 is what the expected score is going to be. What do you think the outcome of this game is going to be?
I'm gonna say that Cincinnati gets it together. All right. Usually it does. It takes them a little while, but I'm gonna say Cincinnati gets this together and beats Jacksonville 31-21.
Oh, okay. So a 10-point win for the Bengals there.
Yes.
Right now the match predictor for ESPN is also pointing in favor of the Bengals to win this one, and I'm alongside with you. I think that the Bengals will get it done. I feel like Jacksonville didn't play a strong opponent in week 1. I don't
Mhm.
think the Browns are all that special either. But
Mhm.
with it being in Cincinnati, Jacksonville going on the road, I have to say the Bengals. I'm not going to go with the expected score with 29-21, but I'll go 28-21
Okay.
Cincinnati for this one.
Yeah. Still pretty close.
Yeah, it's going to be it's going to be a good game. I don't think that it's going to be a blowout. I mean, for the betters out there, it is only a 3.5 spread for Cincinnati. Well, actually for Jacksonville, 3.5 spread. So it's going to be a good one, but I'm going with the Bengals. All right, next one, Justin, we're going to talk about is the Philadelphia Eagles against the Kansas City Chiefs. A big rematch here. Do we think that the Chiefs could get a win back here and get a little bit of revenge, or do you think the Eagles are going to come in away and beat the Chiefs? Chiefs are coming off of a loss to the Chargers there in Brazil. Philadelphia coming off of a win versus the Dallas Cowboys in Week 1. What's your thoughts?
So the word on the street is that Patrick Mahomes has never started off 0-2. And if the Eagles are going to pull this off, now once again, it was week 1, you've got Dallas and Philadelphia, a rivalry game. Usually the rivalries they know each other better than anybody else.
Yep.
So we don't really know was Philadelphia struggling um or is Dallas really, I mean Dallas was decent um in that game.
Yeah, it didn't look
Uh I
bad.
I I kind of thought there for a while they were going to pull it off. But if Philadelphia is going to beat Kansas City, they got to get AJ Brown in the mix. He wasn't even targeted last week until I believe it was the third or the fourth quarter.
It was late.
He he wasn't even a factor. So I believe if they can get AJ Brown in the mix, we also saw Jalen Hurts using his feet. I don't know. I don't really watch a lot of the Eagles. Maybe that's something he does quite often, but I noticed in that game with Dallas, he was, and you have to do that in today's league.
Yeah.
Like you got to be, this isn't the days of like where you're just a pocket passer. You see it with Patrick Mahomes. He does the same thing. But if I were to have to choose, if I'm choosing a winner here, I'm gonna say that Patrick Mahomes is starting off 0-2.
Oh, okay. So you think that Philadelphia, don't give your score prediction yet, but
Yeah.
so you're thinking Philadelphia go on the road. And speaking on that, yes, both Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes both lead. I know it's just week 1, but they both lead their teams in rushing too, I believe. According to ESPN here, saying that like they're Jalen Hurts rushed for 62 yards, where Patrick Mahomes rushed for 57. So I know that both of these teams are usually a pretty pass happy team. I feel like you're going to have to switch it up a little bit and also get a running game at some point in time. And it says that Dotson is the leading receiver with 3 receptions for 59 yards for the Eagles, and then you have Brown for Kansas City that had 99 yards in that first game, and he's their leader. This one again for the sports bettors, very close. It is only a 1.5 point spread, and it's actually to the Chiefs. The Chiefs go in at home leading 1.5 to start it off, which kind of surprised me by that. But 52% of the people are saying that the Chiefs are going to win this. With my model, it's saying, and it's agreeing with you, Justin, that Philadelphia
Mhm.
is going to go in and win this on the road. Now, you got to take these a little bit lightly because it does my numbers factor in 2024 because we only have 1 week. So if you just went off of 1 week, it would say that it's going to be a 24-21 win, something like
Mhm.
that. Right now, it's saying the Eagles 26, the Chiefs 18. I can't go with it. I am going to disagree with you on this game. I
Okay.
am going to go with the Chiefs to win this one, but I think it is going to be like a 3 point game. I don't think either team gets blown out. I'm going to go with the Chiefs winning 17-14 over the Eagles. I think it's going to be a low scoring game.
Yeah, low scoring. Now, I am kind of going the opposite way. Obviously, I'm going with the Eagles, but I think it's going to be a little higher.
Okay.
And my final is also 3 points, but I've got Philadelphia winning 30-27.
Oh, okay. Hey, I like that. I could definitely see that. Uh, but the Eagles do look good. The Eagles I thought looked good against Dallas. I thought Dallas looked pretty good
Me too.
in that opening game, and especially with it being a rivalry. Dallas was on the road. They looked pretty good. But
Mhm.
so we disagree on this one. I say the Chiefs. You say the Eagles. I like that. I like that already. A second game. We're not in agreement. I like that about these kind of videos.
Yeah.
All right, moving along to Sunday night, our Sunday night game this in week 2, we have Atlanta Falcons versus the Minnesota Vikings. Atlanta coming off of a loss in week 1 to Tampa Bay Bucks, 23-20, where Minnesota won against the Bears 27-24 on the road. Uh, I like Minnesota. I think that they're a good team. I think that they have a pretty good defense. I think that their offense is also uh, pretty good. Other than I was weary about McCarthy coming in, but he threw 2 touchdowns with 1 interception in week 1 with 143 yards. But Justin, how are you feeling about this one between Atlanta and Minnesota?
You got to think McCarthy was injured all last season. So this is technically really his rookie year.
Yeah.
And I was impressed with his comeback win on the Monday night game, but I think I was more impressed with Penix and his loss.
Hmm.
Even though Atlanta lost to Tampa Bay, which Tampa Bay seems to always kind of be pretty solid,
Hmm.
this guy had the numbers. I mean, he what? I think he was just a few yards short of a 300-yard game.
Yeah, he was 2 yards short, so he went 27 for 42 with a touchdown with
Yeah.
298 yards throwing. So that is a good stat to throw up in your first game.
And I think if you pair that kind of performance up, if they can get Bijan Robinson going, okay,
Mhm.
I don't know. I really it's tough. This is a very I feel like this could go so many ways because Minnesota is a really good team. They always seem to be there. Justin Jefferson is an incredible athlete, and I don't know though. I mean, for me, I think I'm leaning Atlanta.
Oh, okay, okay. So I mean, we already touched on it. He throws for Atlanta for 298 yards. They only had 24 rushing yards from,
Yes.
I guess their starter there.
Mhm.
But you also got to think Minnesota only lost 4 games all last year. Minnesota had a
Yeah.
good season last season. Will that continue here? That is the main question. Uh, both teams let up over 20 points in their first game of the season. But again, it's week 1. I think everyone's just trying to fill each other out, and you gotta. I don't know. You just have to, I guess, find your game, and maybe that's something they'll do. Leading up to week 2, week 3. Atlanta are coming off of a bad season last year. They were under 500 with 8 wins and 9 losses. I have to say that with this being a Sunday night game, it has to be hyped up. Minnesota are at home. I think I'm going to go opposite of you. I think that I'm going to go.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think home field advantage plays a big role in the NFL. Even in some other sports in the U.S. I really talk about MLS. I have a whole channel about that. Sometimes home field advantage is a real thing, especially if your fans show up. This one, the sports book for ESPN showing that three and a half for the Eagles, not the Eagles, the Falcons, not the Eagles, but the predictor is saying that Minnesota 64% with the people predicting saying that Minnesota is going to win it. So what is your score line for this one, Justin?
I'm going with the Atlanta Falcons 27-14.
Wow, so that big of a gap, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going the opposite. I'm going with the Minnesota Vikings, and my expected score in this one is Minnesota to win 27-20. I do think Minnesota put up 27, but again, I think this is going to be another close one. I think it's going to be 27-24 in favor of Minnesota Vikings. I think that both of these teams in week 1 they look pretty good.
They did.
I know that the Falcons did lose, but Tampa Bay is a good side. And I think Tampa Bay could be pretty far up there and compete a good bit this season. So I can't put that past the Falcons only losing by 3 in that one, but I think they're also going to lose by 3 in this one. All right, Justin. So we're moving into our first Monday night game. There are two of them this week, and that is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Houston Texans. This one, Buccaneers coming off of a win. We actually just talked about them. The Atlanta Falcons on the road, 23-20, where Houston lost at the Rams, 14-9. Tell me, what are your thoughts in this one?
So Stroud was very disappointing. He's done pretty well for himself. I mean, they're in Houston. I mean, me being a Titans fan, I have to witness that. And but he was very disappointing. And I know week 1,
Yep.
he might get in a groove this Monday night and just go off. Um, but that Texans team kind of all the way around. I mean, that was a low scoring game. Um, but I'm so impressed with Baker Mayfield. And I think he's continuing to he continues to impress, and he's reminding Cleveland like that it was such a mistake that you let him go. And I mean, I think what he had 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, three
He threw for
touchdowns.
3, and I don't even Stroud didn't have a touchdown. He had an interception.
Yeah, so Stroud
Um,
Stroud went 19 for 27 with one interception. Baker Mayfield went 17 for 32 with 3 touchdowns and 167 yards passing.
yeah. I mean, I don't know the streak they're on, but I'm pretty sure the Buccaneers have won their division for the past however many seasons. And I think they continue to be a contender in the NFC, and I'm looking at them winning this week.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so really I think a lot of things are pointing towards Tampa Bay to win this one. My expected score is 26-21 in favor of the Bucks on the road. People are predicting the Bucks to win according to ESPN, and then the odds are also though giving the Bucks a +2.5 on the spread. So I wonder if the sports books are seeing something that we are not and thinking that Houston's going to win this game.
Mhm.
You kind of touched on it. I think that Houston did have a decent season last year. They went 11-8. Bucks went 10-8. I just don't feel like Houston are that great. I don't know if that's bad to say. I don't think they're always just mediocre to me. And I'm like you. I kind of like what Baker Mayfield is doing. I think maybe they need to get I did not get to watch their first game at all. So from the stats here, Baker had 39 rushing yards. When Baker has your rushing yards, like where's their run game at? And maybe
Yeah.
that might hurt them down the road. We'll see, but whenever you're tossing three dimes there in a game, that's pretty good, Baker. For me, I'm gonna have to say it. This is my first game that I'm gonna go with the away side. I think the Buccaneers are going to win this one, and I'll go ahead and throw my score prediction out there. I think that the Buccaneers are going to win this one, 24-17. I think that Houston do put up 17 because they only put up 9 in week one, but I think that they might put up 17 in this one. What's your prediction in this one, Justin?
Pretty simple. I know we went opposites on the last two games, but we are on the same page here because we both believe the Bucks win, and I also have them winning 24-17.
Do you really? That's pretty
Yep.
funny that we picked the same scores there because we do not talk about our predictions and stuff. We save all of our conversations here for the episode or the channel. I did not ask him about any of the games we're talking about. I gave him, what was it, yesterday or the day before is when I gave you the list to
Yep.
talk about, and I have not talked to him since about these games. So yeah, so both of us going with the Tampa Bay Bucks to win this game in week 2. All right, Justin, for our last match, actually game. See, that's the soccer coming out. Me, I have to say, I say match so many times. Uh, but for our last game here in week 2, Monday night, 10 p.m. Eastern time, we have the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Las Vegas Raiders. To be honest, it's still weird to say for both these teams, even that this many years later, it's still hard to say Los Angeles Chargers instead of San Diego. And then for the Raiders, like Oakland. It's hard for me to say that. It sucks that they've moved, but I guess that's what it is. It's where the money is at. Chargers are coming off of that victory in Brazil against Kansas City 27-21. I will say that I did pick the Chiefs to beat them in Brazil. I didn't think that the Chargers would do it, but they pulled it off. And then the Raiders win their first game 20-13 in New England. Justin, how do you feel about this one?
So I would both quarterbacks. I mean Herbert. I've kind of been on the side of things where I'm like Herbert is kind of like he's good, but I don't think he was good enough. I don't the way that he just played that week one game was it was unreal.
Hmm.
Like and against the Kansas City Chiefs. Now also, this is a division rival.
Hmm.
So they play them twice a year. So the Chargers are probably going to play the Kansas City Chiefs probably better than let's say like the Titans or like the
Yep.
Dolphins or or even anybody in the AFC. But I was very very impressed with Herbert going in and playing the way he did.
Yeah, he
On
went.
the other side of the oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say Herbert 25 of 34 with 3 touchdowns and
Yes,
318
yeah,
passing yards. That's a great game in my
it
opinion.
is, it is, and now on the other side of things, okay, you go to the Raiders where we have Pete Carroll now. I forgot all about that.
Yep.
He's back. He's coaching the Raiders, and he's got his boy Geno Smith. Okay,
Shout out
who back in
WVU.
Seattle.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Geno was incredible for WVU, and his NFL career has kind of just been very wavy.
Inconsistent. Yep.
Yes, yes, and I mean he did have some success there in Seattle, and obviously Pete Carroll saw something within him, and he's his starting quarterback today. But Gino had a pretty good game. I mean, over 300 yards passing, only one touchdown, one interception, but still, like this one, and it's a very young New England team that the Raiders went in and beat. Um, but honestly, like when it comes to this, after Herbert's week one performance against Kansas City, I can't pick against him.
Oh, okay. You can't pick against them. Okay. For me, I mean, you're pretty much hitting. You're talking about the quarterbacks there. I mean, both of them put on really good performances. Geno's stats was 24 of 34, a touchdown, one interception with 362 yards passing. But again, like you said, New England still kind of young, um, but also I could be wrong. Is this Geno's first or second year for the Raiders? I can't remember.
I
I don't
believe
know.
this is I thought this was his
Yeah, I
first.
thought so too. For some reason, I feel like he's been there longer.
Yeah.
So like you also, you still got to get used to. I know that you had the whole off season, but like off season play and playing in those preseason games, like that's different than a regular season full on contact and all that. So that's a great game. Neither team again did not really have a rushing game. I mean, Chargers had 48 rushing yards out of Hampton, and then the Raiders only 38 out of their running back. It is leaning towards the Chargers, like you said, and I think that you're going with the Chargers in this one. 60% of the people are saying the Chargers go on the road and win this one. Raiders are given the 3.5, according to the sports books. My expected score is also going in favor of the Chargers at 25-15 against the Raiders. But you know what? I'm going to disagree with you here.
Oh
I'm
man.
going to pick the home side. I think that
Uh,
yes, I think that the Chargers are a really good team. They went 11-7 last season. Raiders terrible season last year, 4-13. I think this Raiders team, they have potential. And I think if they would win this one against a good Chargers side, could just give them a little bit more confidence for the rest of the season. They've made some changes there for the Raiders. I almost just called them Oakland because we were just talking about it. I almost called them Oakland. So yeah, I'm going to say that the Raiders are going to win this. Probably, I want to say 20, 24-21, somewhere around there, 24-20. And but yeah, I'm going to go with the home side here. Justin, what's your prediction for this game?
so you could definitely go that way because once again, this is a division game. And these guys know each other better than anybody. They play each other multiple times a year. So I could see that happening. I am going to go with the Chargers. I think Harbaugh is heating up. And I just think that I think the Chargers are just a more well-rounded team. I think Herbert, his targets, I just think I comparing Herbert to Geno Smith, these are your captains of the team. They're leading this team down the field. I think Herbert's going to put on another show, and I can see Herbert and the Chargers defeating, I almost said Oakland, the Las Vegas Raiders 27-13.
Okay, so only 30. And I know that also, like I know that I picked the Raiders, but just to touch a little bit, Chargers have a pretty good defense
Oh, yes,
also.
they do.
So
Yes, they
I
do.
mean, I could really see, if Chargers come out, if Herbert has a game like he did in week 1 and that defense shows up on the road, I mean, I could see it, but I want to stick with my prediction. I think that the Raiders are going to win this one in week 2. That's all the games we have talked about that we have to talk about. Do you is there any comments you want to make? How you think the Titans are going to do this weekend? We can talk about that real quick. We're not talking about that game. Just do you think maybe not?
Honestly, I mean, I don't know at this point. Um, I was very impressed with the Titans' defense last week. Uh, Offense has to get something clicking. Way too many drops, and that wasn't on Cam Ward. Um, I think also if they maybe I don't know because the Rams there's another team for you. I'm used to St. Louis.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but I don't know. The Rams are they still got Matthew Stafford. I honestly I don't know where I would go with it. Obviously, like I want to, I'll probably be biased and think that the Titans could pull it
Yeah,
off,
yeah.
but maybe they can. Maybe they can. They have to find something on offense because field goal after field goal after field goal ain't gonna do it.
No. Field goals won't they might win you the game at the last second. I think you actually said this. We talked
Yes,
about the Titans after the
last
Titans.
after the game.
Yes, a field goal might win you the game at the very end, but field goals throughout the game, multiple of them are not going to win you games. You
You
got to
have to find the end zone.
you have to find the end zone. For the Dolphins, I will try whenever we're talking these games. If you come on more, hopefully we can make this a weekly thing. You come on the
Hmm.
channel, would
Hmm.
be great. Um, I'll try not to have us pick our teams, our
Okay.
games, unless you're down for that. But I'm on a handful. I'm on my channel. It's hard for me to pick Atlanta for my soccer channel because Atlanta United is my team. But also when I'm on another podcast and I try to stay away from like betting with my team. So uh, we can stay away from our teams when we get picked. But I'll probably ask you how you think they're doing. The Dolphins, they do play against the Patriots at home in week 2, but I still I have no hope. I have no hope.
What do you think the Dolphins' problem is? Like for me with the Titans, I just can't wait for this Brian Callahan coaching experience to be over. I don't see us going or doing anything with him. I feel like this is wasted time. He's on borrowed time. And I'm so afraid that wasting this time is going to, in the long run, hurt Cam Ward.
I can see what you mean by that. For me with the Dolphins, I might get some hate for this. Whoever watches this, I think
Okay.
I think Tua is overrated, and I do like McDaniel's. I but is he enough for a coach? You know what I mean? Like it can he take a team that far? And also I think maybe there's too many big personalities. I know the injuries were a big part of the Dolphins season last year, but we haven't had a running game for years. I feel like Ronnie Brown, back when Ronnie, that was the
Mhm.
last time we had a running any kind of running game. We had Jay Ajayi for a while too, but just no run. Like I feel like Tua would excel more if we had a running game, if
Mhm.
that makes any sense. Because I think if we can get a running game started, play action, and then dropping, I think Tua could excel in that. But the Dolphins just don't have a run game. And then I think some personalities in the locker room might play a role in
Mm.
and why the
Can happen.
Dolphins, why
Can
the
happen.
Dolphins aren't doing as well because they do. They have the talent. I feel like they have the talent on this team to do well. But man, that was embarrassing against the Colts.
Yeah.
It really was. But we'll go ahead and end it here. Thank you all for watching. Justin, thank you for coming on. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you like this. Tell us down below what your predictions of the games we did or any games. Tell us which ones you're most excited for, and we'll see you for the next prediction video.